Alright, let's do some animal stories. I was just thinking about two that I know of. There's somebody else's. Why you no do that? Why you not? There you go. Alright. I didn't realize you could child lock the windows down. Seems like an odd choice. Alright. A little sick. So, in California, there was a dude jogging. And he was a wrestling coach, and he got jumped by a cougar, and he wrestled the cougar into submission, but then couldn't let go of the cougar, right? So I don't know how long he held on to that cougar, but it was for a real long time. I think he was hoping for someone to come by and like help him, and he was all cut up, because like you want to like say like that's a bullshit story. Hey, like, what happened to you? Oh, I was out jogging and a cougar jumped me and I wrestled it and got it in submission and I held it for 2 hours. But I believe this guy. All right. I brought some tissue. All right. Here's another one I like. This guy's paragliding down in Australia to like this big stone circle. He's got the GoPro on, of course, and you can see this kangaroo coming to meet him. Like the kangaroo even anticipates where he's gonna land and meets him at that destination, and then gives him a little 1-2 and then runs off. Like the kangaroo's just like, I'm sick of you guys. You shouldn't have put this stone thing here. Sick of your guys coming here and landing. You guys should fuck off. Alright, so then my animal stories. I lived in Maui briefly, and I was out swimming in the coral, and every once in a while, all fish run from me, right? But every once in a while, some fish would start coming at me. Some like either a fish or an eel-like thing. And I'd swim off the reef. It basically chased me off the reef. And then I'd have to like do the flipper kicks in its face to make it go away. So I don't know, it was a different fish too. It wasn't always, like I couldn't identify it. I would just identify, there's certain fish that aren't afraid of you. Oh, and not lemon-prey, moray eels. They could actually hiss underwater, which is disconcerting. Sometimes you're near one because you can hear the hiss. And then you look around for it because they don't actually like to leave their holes, their little burrows. I was up above the glacier line once camping, and 4 young bear came up. And one bear, or maybe 2 bears, kind of hung out on like a bit of a glacier near me, like really near me. And then the other bear was a little bit lower than me, and it was play fighting a tree for a really long time. And I think that one of the bears kind of went over on its own patch of snow to get a nap, and the other bear was just kind of like goofing around on his patch of snow. And so essentially I was surrounded. And then I died. No, they just went off. They went on their jolly way. They ignored me. Okay, once I was hiking, and I had this feeling that I was being watched. It's like kind of prickly in the back of your neck thing. And at one point in time, I had it when I was like on a really narrow ledge. So it's a drop off on one side, a cliff face going up on the other, and I'm like, what is this weird feeling that I'm being watched? Because there's nobody on this trail because it's all cliff, and I look up, and there's a cougar looking down on me. So you could feel it. So there is something going on with brains broadcasting, our brains receiving. Like it wasn't an actual feeling. So there's like we are on frequencies. I know for sure. All right, then I was in Montana, and I come to this bar, and I said, hey, there's a what you call them? Moose. There's some moose out there in the stream right outside your bar. And he's like, yeah, that moose has been out there for 2 days. And I'm like, what, hanging out in the area? And he's like, no, just standing in the water. And I'm like, 2 days? And he's like, yeah, you don't know what the moose you never know what a moose is gonna do. He might stand there for 2 more days. He might walk off the other direction, or he might come over here and kick one of our asses. And I'm like, all right. Oh, you know, I went to Yellowstone, saw tons of animals, bison and whatnot, and they were all so mellow. I did see lots of people getting out of their cars and getting close and stuff like that, but like, I wasn't having it. Oh, you know, I know a good one. I was at Devil's Tower, and in Wyoming, that Devil's Tower, not the others, and I asked people if I could camp on their campsite. I don't remember why. I don't know if they were booked up or what. And so I camped on the edge of their campsite, kind of like a good distance away from them. So I don't even think I was in a campsite, really. You know, what I think I wanted to do was camp for free and then have someone that would claim me if I got busted. And I was right at the edge of a prairie dog field, a big prairie dog field. And every time I moved, the whole prairie dog field would get alerted. And I get so annoyed eventually. I'm like, come on, man, I just need to pee. And then at one point in time, all the prairie dogs got so used to me that I could get in and out of my tent and no prairie dogs made any sound. And then one time I got out, and typically like the prairie dog closest to you or the prairie dogs closest to you, I'll go yeep. And then at the very far edge, the prairie dogs at the farthest far edge will go yeep. And then that lets everybody know where the predator is, and they all look right at you. And then this little prairie dog yeeped at me, and then the farthest prairie dogs looked over and saw me, and they're like, dude, you don't yeep at him. And so that prairie dog got shamed. Shame on you, prairie dog. You know what the prairie dogs did instead of said yeep? They went boo, boo. And then they always do it 3 times. Boo! Prairie dog went down into his hole. Once there was a fish along the river, along the Columbia River, that looked really bad. It had like this kind of like mossy look to its scales. It was swimming sideways, and it was floating in the river, and then when it saw me, it swam sideways, like laying on its side, and beached itself right at my feet. And so I shoved it into the water and kept walking, and I hear a splash, and it's on my feet again. And so I throw it in the water, and I walk faster, and it tries to swim and catch up with me, and it's trying to throw itself up on the rocks. So now I throw it way out in the river, and it immediately whips around, and like, I'm not whipping around, it's not moving really well. It's like a sick, dying fish. And then it comes to me, throws itself up onto some rocks, and it's just gonna die. Like, what was that fish doing? Like, did it want to be killed? Are there a parasite that get in fish and then want to be eaten by a sea lion, and then the sea lion gets sick? Is that a thing? Oh, any other animal stories? Oh, I was at the Sandy River Delta. I probably have a million animal stories. I was at the Sandy River Delta, and I ducked underneath some trees, and I came up, like still inside the trees, but it was like in a kind of a clearing of 3 trees with branches interlaced all around me. I just stood up, and right next to my head was a hawk, and right across from the hawk was an owl. So I almost put my head in between a hawk and an owl, and they were just staring at each other. Oh man, I don't feel good. All right, that's enough stories for tonight.